Hi, welcome to Educators Empowering Educators. My name is Shelly, and welcome to part 3 of my series on increasing student engagement and critical thinking in the classroom. If you haven't seen parts 1 and 2 yet, I highly recommend going back and taking a look, as I shared foundational collaborative strategies like strategic questioning, wait time, round robin, and four corners, which are all designed to help you create more engaging, student-centered learning experiences. Today, we're diving into two more highly impact collaborative strategies called Fan-n-pick and Jigsaw. These are fantastic tools for building peer-to-peer interactions, encouraging academic conversation, and deepening students' understanding in a fun, structured way. So grab your notes or planners and let's get into it. So our first strategy today is called Fan-n-pick. It's a card-based activity where students fan out a set of question or prompt cards in their hand. Pick one card to ask their partner, then switch roles. This method encourages students to actively recall information and discuss answers with a partner in a friendly, supportive way. So why use Fan-n-pick? This strategy promotes active learning, encourages collaboration, and helps students practice retrieval of information, which strengthens memory and comprehension. It also gives each student a chance to participate and speak, building communication skills. When should you use Fan-n-pick? Well, it works well for reviewing vocabulary or key concepts, practice math facts or language skills, preparing for quizzes or tests. Anytime you want students to engage in peer teaching and learning. So let's talk about how to implement Fan-n-pick. Step 1, prepare the cards. Create question or prompt cards relevant to your lesson content. Each student or pair should have a set. Step number 2, pair up the students. Have students find a partner and sit facing each other. Step number 3, fan the cards. Each student fans out their cards in one hand so the partner can see the back of their cards. Step number 4, pick a card and ask. One student picks a card from their partner's fan and asks the question out loud. Step number 5, answer and discuss. The partner answers. If they're correct, they keep the card. If not, the card goes back in the fan for future practice. Step number 6, switch roles. Partners switch roles and repeat the process. Step 7, continue. Students keep going until all cards have been answered correctly or until time runs out. Now that you understand how Fan-n-pick works, let's think about how you can apply it in your classroom. Take a moment to consider what type of content fits well with this strategy. Vocabulary, review questions, word problems, or comprehension prompts, for example. Think about how you might group students so that the activity runs smoothly. Would you need to pre-teach expectations or provide sentence starters for some groups? And finally, look ahead in your planning. Where could you slot in Fan-n-pick during an upcoming lesson or unit? The goal is to make this strategy feel doable and align with what you're already teaching. Now let's take a look at another powerful collaborative strategy called Jigsaw. What is Jigsaw? Jigsaw is a collaborative learning strategy where students become experts on one part of a topic and then teach it to their peers. Instead of the teacher being the only source of information, students take ownership and learn from each other. It really shifts the focus to the student-driven learning. What is it for? Jigsaw is great for helping students process complex content in a way that feels more manageable. It promotes accountability because each student is responsible for teaching their piece. It also builds speaking, listening, and teamwork skills. And it ensures everyone contributes to the learning process. It's especially helpful for chunking information so that no one feels overwhelmed. And it's easy to differentiate for different reading levels or learning needs. When should you use it? Well, this strategy works well anytime you're teaching a multi-part concept or topic, like during reading comprehension, science, social studies, or even ELA. You can use it to introduce new material, deepen understanding, or review before a quiz. It's also a great way to promote student collaboration and engagement during longer lessons or projects. So here's how to implement Jigsaw. Step number 1, choose a topic and divide it into sections. Pick a topic that can be broken into 3 to 5 chunks. Each section should represent a key concept or subtopic. Step number 2, form home groups. Divide your class into small home groups of 3 to 5 students. Each student in the group will be responsible for learning a different piece of the content. Step number 3, assign expert topics. Give each student in the home group a different subtopic to become an expert on. For example, in a science lesson about ecosystems, one student might learn about producers, another about consumers, and another about decomposers. Step number 4, form expert groups. Have all students who were assigned the same subtopic meet together in expert groups. These groups will read, discuss, and become confident in their topic together. Step number 5, return to home groups and teach. Once students are confident, they return to their original home group and take turns teaching their subtopic to others. This way, every student learns about all the parts of the topic from their peers. Step number 6, wrap up and reflect. To close, you can give a short quiz, have students summarize their learning, or lead a class discussion to reflect on what they learned and how the strategy helped. Jigsaw is a great way to build classroom collaboration, reinforce comprehension, and give every student a meaningful role in the learning process. Now, let's pause for a moment to reflect on the Jigsaw strategy. You've just seen how it works and when to use it. Now, think about how it could look in your own classroom. First, what's one benefit of Jigsaw that stood out to you? Many teachers appreciate how it encourages peer teaching and helps students feel ownership over their learning. It also is a great way to build community and boost confidence for students who may not always feel comfortable speaking up in front of the whole class. Now think about your subject or grade level. What topic or unit could be naturally broken into 3 to 5 parts? Maybe it's sections of a non-fictional article, steps in a math problem-solving process, phases of a science experiment, or even characters in a novel. Finally, consider your diverse learners. How might Jigsaw support your ELL or students who struggle with focus or comprehension? One benefit is that they only have to master one part of the content and then share that part in a small group. That kind of focused responsibility can reduce pressure and build confidence. Take a moment to jot down your thoughts. If you're watching this with colleagues, discuss as a team. So, those were the 2 collaborative strategies we focused on in this session, Fan-n-pick and Jigsaw. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these strategies do you see yourself using in your classroom? Comment below and let me know which one of these you're most excited to try. Or share your favorite if you've already used one of them. And be sure to look out for part 4 of this series, where I'll be sharing 2 more collaborative strategies to help you boost student engagement and critical thinking in your classroom. Thanks so much for joining me and see you in the next one.